Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and it may be time for Fox News to bid bye-bye to Bret Baier. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. Bret Baier is a great news anchor. He's fair, he's balanced. He leans a little bit right, but he's not crazy right-wing. He's not an opinion host. He's a guy who is, by all accounts, a respected and revered journalist. But see, what he doesn't do is just go against everything Trump does because, oh my gosh, it's Trump. He's not knee-jerk anti-Republican like most of the mainstream media. And in a sign that Bari Weiss over at CBS, the new head there, is really moving back towards the center-right. It has been reported that Bret Baier is among the names she's looking at to host the evening news on CBS. Now, Weiss has made a lot of changes since she got over to CBS, and in one move that got a lot of attention, she asked people who are making a lot of money, in some cases millions of dollars, to tell her what they do, to justify their jobs. What the heck do you do to account for all this money that you're being paid? You know, when you're in a small company, your boss knows what you do. When you're in a giant company, that stuff can get lost in the shuffle. And if you can't list why you're worth what you're getting paid, then maybe you shouldn't get paid that amount of money. I know I can list what I do. I'm sure you guys can list what you do. Sometimes you got to be able to justify that kind of payout. Bari Weiss bringing over Bret Baier to CBS, well, that would be a great step in the right direction for CBS News and for mainstream media in general. TikTok on board, X on board, mainstream news coming on board. A new day is dawning in America. Conservatives are not going to be the outcasts anymore. I want you guys to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Well, the new editor-in-chief at CBS News, Bari Weiss, is looking to right the ship, but the staff and their union are rebelling. Last week, Weiss sent out a memo asking staff to explain what they do during the day, if they had any suggestions for improvements, adding, quote, "Please be blunt. It will help me greatly. And the goal is simple. I want to familiarize myself with you, and I want you to do the same with me, to know that we are aligned on achieving a shared vision for CBS News." Well, the backlash was swift and severe. Listen to this. Journalist Walker Bragman said this: "Everyone at CBS News should quit in protest." Nicole Hannah-Jones of the 1619 Project complained that Weiss had, quote, "zero news experience, never been a reporter." And one New York Times columnist and former colleague of Weiss called her a talentless hack. The Independent reporting the imminent arrival of anti-woke and stridently pro-Israel heterodox pundit Bari Weiss as the editor-in-chief of CBS News has left the newsroom's staff literally freaking out, with sources telling the Independent that the Tiffany network is not a good place right now. John, this kind of thing, it would make me laugh if there wasn't an anti-Semitic thread in there, because ironically, in employment law, employees are entitled to specificity. And the whole point about that articulation back and forth is actually a right that employees have to know what's expected of them. And here's what we're doing. And the fact that they are resisting as if it is some type of rebellion is such a joke to me, and just speaks that none of them are actually in the business of transmitting actual information.
Yeah, transmitting information is not something that CBS News employees are very familiar with. I got to be honest with you guys.